Hey Facebook family and friends, Charity Majors here, and I hope that you are having an amazing Saturday morning. If you are watching the replay, whatever day it is for you, I hope that you're having an amazing day. And I just wanted to jump on here, and I'm actually going to interview a good friend and a fellow Mrs. Idaho America girl. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm Mrs. Idaho America 2015, and then this year I'm actually Mrs. Idaho United States 2018 or 19. Whatever year it is. But what I really wanted to do was share with you, one of the sweetest girls that I have had the opportunity to meet. Her name is Rebecca, and she is the current Mrs. Capital City. So I'm actually going to bring her on camera. And like I said, so she is Mrs. Capital City, and she's competing for the title of Mrs. Idaho America 2019. And Rebecca just finished up with one of my Pageant Interview Secrets challenge. And it was so amazing to see just her unpack just her story, and to move into it without fear, because her story, it's powerful, and it causes her, she's gonna have to get vulnerable with it. And hey, Rebecca. Hello. So glad you're here. We were having some technical difficulties on my live streaming platform that I use, which is called Be Live. But you know, we're on our phones and it's all good. So Rebecca, I was just explaining that you just finished up with my Pageant Interview Secrets challenge last month. You are joining me again, not only for this month's challenge, but also for my master's class, which I'm doing and starting at the end of this month. But before any of that, I actually, your story is so powerful, and I want everyone else to know how amazing you are and what you're up to with your title as Mrs. Capital City. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, I'm so sorry for the echo. It's really
Doesn't sound
my
bad at all.
story.
You're good. You're good.
Perfect. So, okay, so I started in pageant last year because I was kind of in a rut and I really wanted to just get out and develop new, not new talents, but I don't know what the word is.
Skills. Get a new network.
It's like skills. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, which is totally what it did. It totally brought me out of a bubble. It brought me out of my funk. It totally helped me. And so, and while going through that, I kind of decided, you know, maybe there's a little bit more I could do with this. Maybe there's a little bit more I can do with the title. So this year, I decided that I was going to use my title to help bring more awareness to child abuse and just crimes against children, just anything like that. I have the opportunity to be, actually just very recently, I had the opportunity to be on the board of a organization called Idaho Crimes Against Children. No, Idaho Internet Crimes Against Children Coalition, still new. But so just with my title, I get to reach out to so many more people, which is just amazing what a sash can do for you, can accomplish. It's amazing what it has been able to do.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And why, if you don't mind sharing, why are you so passionate about this cause, this movement, being involved with this organization?
Yeah, so I am really passionate about this because unfortunately it's my past. Unfortunately, as a child, I went through a lot of different circumstances that put me in not good situations. And so That's why it's so passionate to me, because I honestly feel that every child should be a child. They should be able to just love life and have fun. They're gonna make mistakes, but they should be able to do that. And so that's why it's so important to me.
I love that so much. And I just love your courage and your bravery to be able to take the mess of your past and turn it into your message, and just really be involved in the community. I know that you're doing such great things, and I'm just so, so proud of you. Um, so like we mentioned before, you actually last month you joined the my Pageant Interview Secrets Challenge
Yeah.
my group coaching. And what's one or two of your favorite nuggets that you learned within just that short amount of time? So this one, or the one that you just did, was 10 days. I'm actually about to kick off a 14-day one, so I'm revamping as I go and adding more amazing stuff to it. So what were maybe one or two of just like the biggest improvements or your biggest aha moments that you learned throughout the challenge?
Okay. So the biggest thing for me was actually really determining my why, figuring out what makes um, why am I doing the pageant? Why am I putting that sash and crown and making myself presentable? Because I'm a mom of 3 kids, I work full time, and I really sometimes don't care. So, but why do I really want to do that? And so that was the biggest thing for me, was that it really, I was really, really able to narrow down my why. And then I also loved, finding our unique words.
Yeah.
I still don't quite have my 3 unique words. I'm still kind of tinkering with them. So I haven't narrowed it down, but I really just love, so it's definitely still something I am like really thinking about. I think about it all the time. What was I doing the other day? I heard a word of like a butterfly or something. I was like, how can that be my word?
That's a
And
good
so just
one.
other things like that. Like it's just, I love, and then I loved all of the women. They were all so supportive. That group happened to be, a lot of them were in the same pageant, which I just love. And that's
Yeah.
why I really have tried to share it with a lot of the girls, because I think it's so awesome. It just brought those girls together just a little bit more. And so pageant um, weekend for them was just that much more exciting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's so special because so many times, like, yes, in pageant week or pageant weekend, you have your friends that you start to connect with, or maybe if you're in order, whether it's your numerical order or your state order, you kind of get close to the people that are sitting next to you, but you don't
Yeah.
necessarily hear a lot of the stories, and you don't hear what a lot of people are passionate about, or you don't hear their backstory. And I love that
Yeah.
throughout the group, we were able to not only facilitated the sharing of stories, but then it's also that interaction, and it's that sisterhood, and it's that tribe, so that all of a sudden you know that this girl, what she's doing is amazing, and you are cheering her on, and you want her to do really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that so much. You've just created such, you guys have just been so encouraging to every single participant, and I love it so much. So I want to go back to the describing yourself, because this has definitely been one of the girls' favorite lessons. And
Yes.
so I'll kind of go into this a little bit, but within the pageant world, there is no shortage of pageant women who are driven and passionate and have integrity, and they're leaders, and they're beautiful, and they're kind, and all of this great stuff, which they're great qualities to have. Like, absolutely, like, have those qualities in your life and possess those, and yes, have integrity, be magnetic, or whatever it might be that you're trying to say. But if everyone is saying that, how do you stand out? Right?
Yeah.
And so for me, what I teach the girls is how to find those different words that not only describe themselves, but then evoke emotion. And so what that does is it gets someone out of the left side of their brain and into the right side of their brain, which is where emotion lives. It's where the imagination lives, but it's also, it's where that visceral connection or that subconscious, that nonverbal communication happens. And it's not necessarily where language lives in the brain. And so that's what's really interesting is it's not going to matter what you say, it's going to matter how you say it, and it's going to matter how you make them feel. And so for me, I really try and teach my girls to feel, you know, it's okay, how do you want the judges to feel about you, and how do we evoke that emotion, and how do we draw out that in their imagination, and how do we use their keywords and descriptions. And I know one girl, she described herself as champagne, and it's because it was so cute. I love it, and I love champagne, and it's she's bubbly and she's light and she's the life of the party, and she brings people up and she causes people to connect and to have fun, and all of a sudden you start to think of champagne, and now I'm feeling an emotion about something. So Rebecca, I'm excited to work with you even more at this next month's challenge and to help you figure out what those descriptor words are.
Yes.
So I also want to kind of rewind back to what you said about your why. Let's do kind of a two-part question. So sorry, there we go. I had a hair that was itching my arm. Let's go back to kind of that beginning, like before the challenge started, and you were involved in pageantry last year as Mrs. Capital City, right? Mrs. Capital City.
Yep.
2 years now? Okay. And, you kind of came in and it's like, okay, I want to do this pageant, and now let's dig a little bit deeper. Like, why do I actually want to be the title holder? Why am I involved in pageantry besides just like girls' weekend and putting makeup on my face and actually showering because that's real life mom life, right?
Total mom life. Total mom life.
So what was your why going into the challenge, and then were we able to unpack that, and then how did it really solidify? Because I saw this evolution of you, right? It was like you came in and we started working on these things, and you started doing your mock interviews and doing the worksheets, and all of a sudden, like, you just got clear. Like, you were just like clear, like, this is my mission, and this is my message, and this is the difference that I want to make in the world. And it was powerful. So let's start again, like before Pageant Interview Secrets, as we did the work, and then how you got clear and what that was about.
Yeah, so before I went into the Pageant Interview Secrets, I really just what I thought it was just really kind of teaching us how to talk to the judges and how to not have our pause words or our filler words,
like
that.
Oh,
and so, still working on those.
Me too, girl.
Anyway, so that's kind of more what I thought it was about. But then when we started and you asked us our why, asked us our why are we doing it, it really made me think, why am I doing this? Why am I getting out of bed every day? Why am I going to events and putting on a stash? And what's the purpose? And so
deeper, like, right? It's kind of
so I dug deeper. I dug super deep. Yep. And so when I dug deep, I really realized that my passion of having every kid be a kid is me. That's who I am because of my childhood and because of the way I wasn't able to be a kid, which might be why I'm childish now, but I look at my kids and I see them grow up every day, and I see the challenges they have, I see my reactions to what they do, and I really wanted to figure out how I can bring and help others that I know are struggling to be parents, because we all struggle. That's parent life.
Yep.
101. And so I really wanted, so as the challenge went on, I was really able to dig deep and really focus on that. Fortunately for me, it was also during the month of April, which is Child Abuse Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And so I was really able to use the encouragement from the group, use all of that to really go out and do different things that I don't normally do. So my month of April was so packed busy because I chose to take my why and really move forward with it. And once I did that, it really opened me up and allowed me to actually talk about this stuff, because as being a victim and a survivor of that, you shut down. You don't normally want to talk about it, and it's because it's a scary thing. It takes you back to that time that it happened, and it's really scary. But as I start talking about it and as I start helping others, it's not as scary because I know that it's okay. I know that I am in a safe environment, and I know that sorry. I got a text message.
You're good.
And so it really just has helped me with that. And so as we did our mock interviews, as we did all of those things, it again just really kind of emphasized and helped me and motivated me to do more, which I loved.
Yeah. Oh, so good. No, that's so good. I love that, because once you are clear, it's like all of a sudden just things open up and you can step into that action, and you know that what you're doing is for a purpose, instead of, a lot of title holders and even just people in general, they're like, okay, like I should just be passionate about this thing, and they just kind of, okay, this is good, or someone else told me about this, I'll just do that. Like, and the idea is that we want to own the message and the causes that we are involved in, because it's not enough for us as title holders just to show up to an organization, to take a pretty picture and say, I'm raising awareness, right? It's like these causes and these organizations, they need literally our hands and our feet, and they need us not to just stand pretty next to them. They need us to get into the trenches with them and to be involved with the kids, or to mentor the whoever, or to do the paperwork, or to make the phone calls, because and I love that you are out there and you are connecting with these kids, and you are speaking hope and life and light into them, and you are encouraging them to be a kid, and that you're working with parents, and that's what we need, and that's what we need to do as title holders. So I love that really unpacking your why gave you that mission, and it gave you that message, and you put it to action right away.
Yes, I love that. I love that I was able to put it to action right away and really just move forward with it, that I found my why, I'm going to do it, and I just went for it, and I love that.
So good. I love that so much. So if you guys are watching, you know that I'm doing another, or maybe you don't know. I just assume that you know everything about me. So I'm doing another Pageant Interview Secrets challenge. Actually, if you're watching this live, we start tomorrow, May 6th. And if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to check out the website. It's challenge.thebeautypageantrevolution.com, or you can just go to my website, thebeautypageantrevolution.com, and click on the challenge button, and you'll see when we're starting the next one. So Rebecca, so let's pretend like you hadn't done this challenge, or actually let's pretend you have done this challenge. So if someone is watching this and they're on the fence and not sure if this challenge is for you, what would you say to them to encourage them to join?
Well, I would just say do it, because it's not just going to change your life in pageantry, it's going to change your life in general. Like, it's going to change in every aspect of your life. A lot of the great techniques that you teach us, really, they don't just portray to pageantry, they portray to life. And I would really, really encourage anybody. I know I've messaged a lot of people for the challenge, but I would seriously encourage it for anybody to do, because you learn so much about yourself, and then you're able to help so many other people within the challenge. But it's definitely a lot of, not just with pageantry, it's with life.
Yeah. I love that because I even I'll second that because even just learning some of the different communication techniques that I've learned throughout my coaching and throughout my training over the years, and just how to connect with people and how to build a brand and find your voice and how to speak so that they feel something. You know, it relates to every area of life. It makes you a better wife. It makes you a better mom. It makes you a better, better in business. All this different stuff that matters. And yes, in pageantry, but in every area of our life. So Rebecca, I want to make sure that people can continue to support you, continue to follow you, and maybe even link arms with you if they are, if they are passionate about you and the causes that you're doing, or maybe if you guys are watching and you have a resource or a connection for Rebecca. Rebecca, how can they connect with you? How can they follow you? And how can people continue to support you?
Yeah, so social media is the best way. So via Facebook, obviously, or Instagram. You can probably just search my name. I don't have it currently right now under Mrs. Capital City, but that's in the works. But just search me and you'll be able to follow everything that I do.
Awesome. And we can make sure to put your link in the comments of the broadcast as well, so that people can get to know you and support you. And because that's, again, another one of my intention is just to allow us as pageant women to share our stories, to share our causes, so that we can link arms and create a tribe and a sisterhood that truly supports each other. Because I am all about, if you guys have heard anything about me or know anything about me, I am all about women, not only supporting women, because there is, there's this movement, there's this underlying current of, women stepping into their power and owning their purpose and knowing who they are, and women supporting women and as we rise. But I think that there's, we need to know how to support each other, right? It's like, okay, as your light shines bright, as my light shines bright, how do we connect? How do we collaborate? How do we support each other in all of our individual initiatives to make the world a brighter place? So, Rebecca, thank you so much for sharing. I'm just so, so proud of you. I can't wait for you to unpack even more throughout this next challenge. And again, if you guys are watching this, be sure to go to the beautypageantrevolution.com, click on the challenge link if you want to learn more about the challenge. We would love to have you, because it is my mission is to empower you to find your voice, to find your message, to hone in on your mission, to build that movement, because then that is where real change can come in the world. And I believe that you and the message that you have is here for just a time as this. So Rebecca, thank you again. We will talk to you guys next time. Any last words?
No, join the challenge.
I love it.
You'll love it.
Join the challenge. Listen to Rebecca. All right, you guys, have a great Saturday. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.